Hello, we are from Bulgaria from Network 7 and we will introduce you to Peter's farm, what problem he faced and how it was solved. Peter grows various vegetables, salads, tomatoes, potatoes, cucumbers, peppers, and others. Peter had prepared the soil for planting. He had also fertilized using standard fertilization rate and only fertilizers with nitrogen and phosphorus. He expected a great production. Soon after that, the weather was fine. There was some rain and it seemed everything was going right. But the crops did not grow well and they looked diseased. Some of the leaves were yellowed and with reduced turgor. Peter realized that there was a problem.
Oh, what's happening here?
Peter decided to call an advisor from the National Agricultural Advisory Service to help him to identify and solve the problem.
Hello, Mrs. Nanova. Could you please come to my farm?
Mrs. Nanova inspected the crops and asked Peter what kind of activities he had done till this moment.
I hesitate what the problem might be. What fertilizers have you applied?
I have fertilized with nitrogen and phosphorus.
Mrs. Nanova explained to Peter that it was necessary to take soil and plant samples for analysis at the NACE laboratory, because she supposed there was potassium or magnesium deficit.
What will happen?
Don't worry. We'll find a solution.
NACE laboratory assistants carried out plant and soil analyses and prepared the results. Mrs. Nanova received the results and found out that there was potassium shortage on Peter's farm, and she prepared recommendations for fertilizing.
Hello, Mrs. Nanova. Did you find what's the problem?
I find out that your crops suffered from potassium deficiency.
She explained to Peter that potassium affects the yield and quality of vegetables. With potassium deficiency we have reduced yield and quality of production, reduced effective nitrogen use, increased susceptibility to drought and susceptibility to disease. Good nutrition management practices include the correct determination of fertilization rate, fertilizer form, fertilization methods and timing. Peter's mistake was that his fertilizing was not well balanced. He skipped soil analysis and missed to apply potassium.
To get a better harvest of vegetables, as well as quality products, all the care that is taken for the plants is important, but fertilization is most essential.
The key is in well-balanced fertilizing. The element with the lowest content, in this case potassium, is the limiting factor for the formation of the produce. Sometimes we invest funds for fertilizers, but the result is not what we expect. Optimal fertilization and adequate nutrition of the soil and plants are not achieved. Since then, Peter has always used advisory support. He knows that only with a scientific approach and knowledge we can achieve sustainable and good agricultural yields. Balanced fertilization aims to choose the right combination of essential nutrients by combining all knowledge of crops, soils and environmental conditions. Export of plant nutrients from the soil should be combined with the results of soil analyses. Because although the balance between the amount of nutrients imported and their exports with crops can be calculated, it does not provide sufficient information on the degree of depletion of the elements from the soil and for changes in soil fertility. Fertilization recommendations should also be linked to economic analysis as well as environmental risk assessment.